Hey guys, Thrasher here, and we have a brand new update. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, first up, before we jump into the news, I do know that I have 81 unaccepted gifts. They just keep giving me ridiculous amounts of energy tickets, and mostly that's skip tickets, I actually think. More skip tickets than energy tickets. I would accept them if I could, I just can't. So disregard that. I don't want to see 800,000 comments about the gifts. I'm sure I will now that I've mentioned it, though. All right, news. Here's the thing, this update is not massive. There are a couple things going on here. I think the biggest thing are the two new banners, which we will get to at the end here, but let's roll through this real quick. So first thing, this is probably, in my opinion, the biggest thing that's changed. So when you are running your own version of AI and you do the autoplay, the AI did not ever use your main ability, so if you had a transforming character that transformed through the main ability, you would have to transform them yourself and then switch it back into autoplay, which was super annoying. And in general, they just made the player AI better, so now you can actually use that autoplay in a lot of situations where you couldn't before because it was slightly challenging. If you had an event that was even a slight challenge, there was a possibility that you would lose when doing autoplay. Now, in most cases, I'm thinking that you should be able to beat it fairly easily, especially if you have a transforming character, because they will be able to transform, and they will use the Rising Rush, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and back out of there. And then the next thing is this guy right here. The Moonlight Fever, I don't know if there were any actual updates to it, other than there is one small change if we go right here. So affected events where you can get event exclusive job requests. You can get pink job requests from the fearsome android number 19, so that's back around now. If you want to do that and actually get the job requests for that, so that way you can get the I believe pink gives you the white item. So if you want to do that, that's cool. Back out of here. Next thing up is this guy right here. So the next Ultra Space Time Rush is here. The Rush limited tickets, you can keep getting those from going through the Ultra Space Time Rush. It's obviously, for lack of a better word, a pain in the butt. The first two are pretty easy, but once you get to the third one, it starts to be a little more tedious. The fourth and fifth ones are legitimately very hard. A lot of people say the fifth one is almost impossible if you don't have an absolutely stacked box of characters. So there's nothing else we need to really touch on there. That's just something to know. And then the Legends Road for the Yard Rat Goku is back. The only real change down here that really matters, obviously you can get the Goku to 4 stars now, so make sure to get his Z power. But the other change is they've added all these characters that give bonus medals if you bring the specific type of character to the specific event. So that's cool. You can look through there if you want. Nothing else major here. Let's go ahead and back out of here. And then I believe that's almost everything outside of the Challenge Rush, which we will talk about in just a second. Yeah, we don't care about the Legends Premium Summon because that already existed, and then the sales we're not going to talk about. So let's talk about this Challenge Rush. Let's go ahead and open this up. And there's, I believe, 5 of them. 3, 4, 5. Is there 6? Okay. So there's the Hercule one as well. And this is the only one that's a little special where you just have a single character. All these other ones, you're going to see that there's specific tags that give you a bonus. But the main thing here is if we back out and close this, and then we go to, let's just jump right to it. So we're in the Challenge Rush here. We can see that I haven't even attempted any of these yet. Let's go to the androids one. These are the androids you're fighting. And then there's battle bonus characters. It doesn't look like it's really based on tags as much as it is they have specific bonuses that each character gets, and they'll all relate to those specific tags. So chances are, if your character's in whatever tag they mention in the news announcement, they get some type of a bonus, but it's not a one-to-one the exact same bonus for every single character as it was in the older Legends Roads events, for example, where, say, you needed to bring yellow units, and being a yellow unit would give you a fixed rate buff to every single yellow unit. It's not like that here. They're all going to have special buffs. So as you can see, these top 3 characters all get damage cut and inflicted damage up. Then the ones down here get inflicted damage up. And then I believe if you go down here, it lowers. So some of the older units, it's a lower damage up, but they do get some damage cut. Yeah, so it's not a fixed rate. You got to look at what character you want to bring, what their actual bonus is here. But if you want a general idea if your character is going to get a bonus, you can just go back to the news area and actually look at the tags that are going to get bonuses for each of the specific ones that you're trying to do. And it says down here, so for example, the Universe 2-1, Female Warrior, and Fusion Warriors. So if your character has one of those tags, they're probably going to be in that list. But if you want to know exactly what that character's buff is, you have to go to to the event and actually look in that list. Now, the other thing I do want to mention here is, as we talked about the Super 17 and it's probably Super 17, it does turn out that GT was that tag that already existed, but they made it 3 question marks, so we couldn't tell that it was going to be Super 17. Cool, let's get out of there, and then I think we can talk about the 2 new summons. Yes, we can. Let's close this and go to the summon area. So there's 2 new summons. This one is at 999 Z power if you do it within the next 5 days, and then there's a regular version of it, which also has a daily discount, so we'll talk about the actual grade for that and what it should be here in just a minute, but let's do this one first. So the Legends Movie Saga banner is actually pretty good. So we have this guaranteed sparking that you can do 3 times. If you do a multi, you get a guaranteed sparking unit, and then down here there's the standard, which also has a daily discount, but I already did the daily discount. Whoops, should have waited for the video. So let's talk about who's actually in here. So Z power list, let's open this up. Z power list over here, 7% chance as usual. These top 3 characters are all very good. The 4th character is actually better than the 3rd character. I think the blue Vegeta is considerably better than the yellow Vegeta, but he's still a passable character. And then the Bojack and the Kura are kind of not that great, and the Goku is also kind of not that great. But let's think about this. We have 4 characters that are good, 3 that are very good, 2 that are definitely at least S plus tier, and then 1 that S plus tier in the Broly. So you've got 4 characters that you probably want to grab. I would say out of those top 4 characters, if you're missing at least 3 of them, this is absolutely worth to pull on for the guaranteed sparking. I would do at least 2 pulls. If you're missing all 4 of them, then you could probably do all 3 pulls. So I'm going to rank this a 3-star Dragon Ball banner. Once you've done all of your guaranteed sparkings based on however many you're missing, always do the daily discount on this banner, because although those units aren't brand new and they're not the absolute best units in the game, they are good units, and depending on the units that show up in the very near future, those units could move back into a viable PvP meta, you know, a top tier unit essentially. So for example, you have this character right here. Let's open this up. If you're running the brand new, actually it was him right here. So this Gogeta is a good unit. Obviously fusions were starting to fall off just a tiny little bit. They were still a top 3 team, absolutely for sure. And this unit looked like he was going to kind of get kicked out. But now that we have fusions back in the meta again, and we have the Super 17 who's absolutely amazing, there's a good chance that you may want to end up using this unit. So he was a unit that was starting to quickly fall off. He probably wasn't even a top 10 unit anymore, and now he's going to move back up again because fusions are so powerful. And that's the same kind of thing with like this Broly. This Broly has obviously fallen off quite a bit. He still has an amazing kit, but all of the top tier teams, you don't really use him. Now, if you have a team that in the very near future, say Sagas from the movies characters becomes absolutely insane, he may move back into one of those high tiers again, where he's not your premium unit, your main unit that you're using in combat most of the time, but he is sort of a support unit, your 2nd or 3rd unit in combat, and you're going to want him. So that's sort of where this one sits, 3-star Dragon Ball banner. Let's move on to the other banner. Okay, so this Android 17 is absolutely broken. Let's go ahead and open this up. Z power list, go over here. There's a 7% chance to pull sparking units here. The Goku is very good. The 17, absolutely broken. He's insane. He's going to make whatever team you're running him on, whether it's the Android team or the Fusion team, probably the Fusion team because they're better in my opinion. That is the top tier team in the meta right now, almost guaranteed. It'll take a couple days to verify that and make sure that he's the best unit in the game, but based off just his ultimate alone, from what I've seen, paralyzing the entire other team it's absolutely broken. I don't have another term for it. I'm not sure how they're going to fix it, because right now, if he gets his ultimate off, you pretty much just lose, unless you also have a Super 17 and you ultimate them in return. So we'll see where that goes. So these top 2 units you absolutely want to pull. The Goku is, the Super Saiyan GT Goku is still good. He's just not amazing. He still has an okay damage potential, but outside of that, there's not too much going on for him. And then the Z power for the yellow Vegeta, really not amazing, but also not an absolutely horrible unit. He's good at debuffing your opponents. The Android 13, again, an okay unit. And the Hyper Meta Rildo, sadly, he never came into prominence. He never really had a good quality tag. Now that he does have a chance at a quality tag, he's just been power crept. So that's unfortunate for him. And then Android 17 is a free character. So if you ask me, there's 2 characters on here that are absolutely worth pulling. There's 2 characters on here that are good and you'd be okay with pulling. But something that you have to factor in here is this 17 is so broken that if you run into a Super 17 and you don't have Super 17, you've probably just lost. I don't know if he's as broken as the purple Broly was when he first came out, but he's pretty close to it. So in my opinion, this is also a 3-star Dragon Ball banner. feel free to spend at least 3,000 on this. If you want to go even a little further, maybe 5,000, that's okay as well, because this Super 17 is absolutely worth it. And even if you don't pull the Super 17, there are other options that you could pull that can help you out, especially that GT Goku, who is a good unit. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys think I missed anything, throw it down below. If you guys think that the Super 17 is a little too overpowered, or you think he's actually okay as far as power creep goes, let me know that as well. I'm very interested in what your guys' opinion are about this character. And if you guys like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.